And with the new anime so closely to approaching us with that Jump Festa promo, let's get right into talking about the manga of Black Clover right now. So I got to say, there was something I was really impressed about in this chapter of Clover, and especially is the way it finally addressed a lot about some of these characters we wanted to know for a while. Like, mainly talking about the stuff that were in the light novels. As people know, like, some of the characters that we've had, like, introduced into this, mainly being Fanzel, Mariella, and Domina, are all being characters we've been like, well, who the fuck are these guys? Why should we care about them? We don't know. There's only a tiny 1%, and I'm pretty sure that's only the Japanese audience who will even know who these characters are, because they're light novel only characters that came in the anime and we're like, oh, okay, they're brand new guys, and now we're finally getting to see what they can exactly do, what they specialize. And the one thing that we knew about, like, especially with Fanzel, was that he was a former person of the Diamond Kingdom, and finding out more that he was actually a general of the Diamond Kingdom. Clearly seeing that he has wind manipulation magic and also is a magic swordsman alongside with Asta, I was really impressed seeing, like, okay, what can he actually do? And in the light novel, whenever that comes out, or even gets an adaptator, I'm curious to see, like, how is he going to be teaching Asta some new tricks, like, going from this. And I kind of like one of his students who's just like, you serious, like, you get serious and all that. We're the ones that should be, you know, going on here saying, like, you want to retreat and all that, saying, you know, we are here for this one single reason, is that, you know, our king is pretty much on the verge of death and he wants immortality, and your queen is lived for like 100 a year. We want that. And he's just like, let's do this. And he completely ignores, like, all of them and goes to the main forces using, like, his gale slicing, like, icy wind, like, where he's just, like, destroying and wrecking them. And it's just like, this is why he was a general and instructor, because he is messing them up and he's destroying the formation. He's like, I know what this is, and you guys are just, like, terrible at it. I can just completely abuse this and annihilate this. And he's like, I'm not alone. I'm not just going in one-man army style. I've got Mariella, who, especially with her, which I was like, oh, that's interesting about her. She was originally an assassin and she's killed people before. That was, like, clearly stated. It's like, I've murdered people for this country. It's like, you know, I used to, like, kill them, and it's like, you know, who were doing, you know, their best to earn a living so I could survive. And pretty much it was because of Asta, like, that was able to, like, save me from this sort of, like, dark, like, little despair that I used to have, like, all this time, and saying, like, you know, and it's like, especially when she was, like, trapped one of the, like, the army people, saying, like, you damn traitor, like, you gotta kill me, get it over it, and he was saying, and she was honestly saying, like, if I did, that person who saved my life would get mad at me. So at least we now know there's a reason why they kind of like Asta a lot. It seems like she was one of the main focus of this, like, light novel arc or something, what it was going with. And then with the last, like, person that we had out of all, Domina, like, or Domina, is that she, well, we already knew a little bit about her, that she was a witch as well, like, from what we learned, and that's why, like, she's able to control the units. It's like, go out there, my girls, and all that, you'll be able to do it. And with her, she is, like, her specialty is that she's able to, like, tinker around with magic items. That's what our thing is. And also we had this whole thing where it's like, oh no, on the money thing, and it's like, you're gonna charge you with that. It's like, one souped up golem will be 3,000 euro, don't worry. And, like, she sends out all the witches and all that alongside of her. They come out like butchers. So they were actually very strategic planning this. Like, they were going in and wrecking this up, and I really was enjoying that. And, like, I love the fact that Mars and them was just, like, looking out at this and just like, oh, this is something. I was like, oh, now let's see, where's the next trap? And one of the things is that the general is like, I'm excited, I want to go into the trap, and he gets caught as he, like, does some bind magic, which is like the Gale Slice Emperor Whirlwind. He's just like, why don't you just retreat? And he's just like, who the hell is going to retreat? I want to kill everyone I see in my sight right now. And it's saying, you know what, after everything and all that, you wasn't my, like, you know, you wasn't my last pupil. The last one I had and all that was, like, Asta out of everyone. It's like, he told me some things and all that, and saying, you know, I'm not going to give up hope, I'm not going to, like, I'm going to keep going on and all that. I have new reasons to live, especially, you know, I got my girl Domina, I've also as well got, like, you know, Mariella, like, I got her, she's pretty much, which seems like, from what how they were acting when we saw that, like, I'm guessing it's like she's made, like, some sort of surrogate daughter, or they just have this very close relationship. That was kind of like, because we don't know the age too much of Mariella, but she does look kind of young, like a young assassin, and, like, with Domina and also with her, they seem like they're, like, what we saw these guys with Fazel as well, like, they pretty much in, like, maybe their late 20s, 30s, like, someone going into there. But he's just like, I'm not running anywhere, like, anymore, and he just takes a massive shot into his chest, like, binding him down. And I think this is now when we're gonna see this, like, Diamond Kingdom guy's power, where he's like he's gonna be able to take a shot like this. And this is something that's surprising for the last couple of weeks of Black Clover. Guess what? Who wasn't in this entire, even though he was mentioned, like, just in, like, backstory, guess who wasn't in this entire chapter? It was Asta. Only little bits on that to get like some sort of context about some of these characters, and he just sliced through this dice. So that was interesting. Not a single chapter without Asta in there. Like none of the Black Ball members as well. Like this was just like them holding up and stuff. And actually, it did it surprisingly well. A big issue I have with some manga is that a lot of the time when they try and focus on other characters, it always kind of feels a little bit flat. Whereas like they're trying to focus on characters that aren't really interesting. And I was very kind of dreading this chapter, especially where it's like we know nothing about these guys, so we don't know if we should honestly care enough for these guys. But definitely in one chapter, they are giving us more reasons to care about these characters. I know this is what they've gone through, and I really hope we do get more of this concept when it actually does come out. But now that with that we're getting another, like, you know, center color and the war is like taking another shot, I'm looking forward to this. And generally was a very solid chapter from start to finish of this chapter of Black Clover. Looking forward to see what exactly this guy's got, because I was noticing, like, especially in some of the powers, he's like really fucking bulky as fuck, like Asta. Like he's really muscular, like in his arms and like. So I'm wondering, like, what is this kind of thing that he specializes in, like strength magic, or is it something that he has? I really want to see what the Diamond Kingdom has up his sleeve. Or is he like Mars? Is he kind of like an abomination like him, where he's like, he's got dual magic? I really want to know what exactly he's got in the plan out there. But let me know what you guys honestly think about this chapter. I generally really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a, you know, kind of improvement on that. I think the last cut, I think it was maybe last week or the one before, I was like, I'm not too sure about it. It was an alright chapter, but wasn't, like, you know, gun-ho about it, as I was kind of wanting to see, you know, Asta's, like, finishing move, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to see a little bit more, like, you know, like, with what we saw, like, with, like, kind of what was going on with the White Knights, and I was like, oh, I wanted to see a little bit more of that. I want to see a little bit more of that fight, but no, now I'm seeing, like, the other guys going in and stepping them up, and I'm looking forward to it, you know, like, we saw the Magic Swordsman. I was really excited about that, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and that is all from me. Everyone, thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.